Wondering how to overcome chronic stress or anxiety? At one point in my life, I was stuck in that same cycle of stress and burnout. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I got out. Before we dive in, be sure to hit the bell notification and subscribe button to get notified each time a new video comes out. My name is Samuna Joy, and I'm a certified aromatherapist, yoga instructor, meditation teacher, and integrative nutritional coach. Now I have really strong tools that I have used for many years myself, and that I have helped clients to learn to utilize to manage stress and burnout, but that certainly was not always the case. So from a very young age, I had internalized our cultural message that being busy or being stressed was kind of like a badge of honor, if you will. And so I really did my best as a young person to overload myself to a point where I could say the same things. I had seen successful individuals, and one of the most common comments that they would make is, "Oh, I'm just so busy," or "I'm just so stressed," or "I'm just so overwhelmed." And they were just hustling, very much a side effect of our hustle culture. And so I had very much internalized that, and especially this started to come into pinnacle in high school, where at that point I had overloaded myself with an insane number of extracurricular activities. I was taking very strenuous academic classes, and also, of course, was doing strenuous things with my body, very involved in working out, and all of that fun stuff. And what happened is I very quickly fell into a cycle where every couple of months I would get sick, I would have to stay home, sometimes I would need to go on strong medications to help my immune system get back up. Then I would get back up, I would start running again, push myself, and then be sick again. And so this really kind of, for me, became a cycle that continued into college. Once I was in college, I began to develop really severe clinical anxiety and depression. And after some very traumatic events in my time in college, I started to suffer from severe panic attacks. And so not only was I having this cycle of immune system crash and having to rebuild and crash and rebuild, but I was also beginning to have the manifestations of some really severe mental health issues that were affecting my ability to be a human being and to feel like I was living my life to the fullest. And at that point in my life, I was first introduced to yoga through classes, and yoga also through meditation as a tool to manage stress. And it completely changed my life. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was able to have a tool when things started to get out of control for me in my life and in my brain. And it really just upended what I wanted to do with my life. I felt so passionate about it, and I began to learn these tools. And as I integrated them into my life more and more, I learned how to manage some of the manifestations of these really severe mental health issues. Of course, if you are suffering from clinical anxiety or depression, it's important to see a doctor, and I did as well. I have a very strong team of specialists that I consult with. One of them, of course, is a yoga teacher. And it changed my life, you guys. It's amazing. And now this is what I do for a living. And it's something that I'm so passionate about. Learning how to meditate, learning how to move our bodies in a way in which we can really boost our parasympathetic nervous system, but also learning how to say no, learning how to set clear boundaries in our life, learning how to set priorities, and learning how to decondition ourselves from this idea that you can rest when you're dead, right? That is so not true. So that's my story. Chronic stress and anxiety, how I beat it. So how about you? Are you suffering from the cycle of stress and burnout? Is it turning into a positive feedback loop and beginning to feed into something a lot bigger, like anxiety or depression? Have you found any tools that are helpful for you, or have you meditated? And has meditation been a really wonderful thing for you, or has it been something really challenging? Meditation is contraindicated in a lot of spaces, so it's not for everyone. And for those that it's not for, there are holistic measures that we can use instead. So just keep that in mind. But let me know in the comments, what has your experience been with stress, anxiety, or just buying into the hustle culture? If you are in the similar space that I was in before I found my way to yoga and meditation, and really intentional stress management tools, it's okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Um, if you want to begin meditating, I have a really fantastic tool for you, and that is my 5 free downloadable guided meditations. You can find the link in the description below. If you sign up, all you have to do is give your email, and then in an email each day for 5 days, you will get one of the downloadable guided meditations along with some basic instructions to set you up for success. These are free for you. You can use them for the rest of your life. And I just hope that they act as a really fantastic tool if you're new to meditation to kind of feel it out. And if you're a returning meditator, to try on some new forms of meditation, because there are many, many forms out there. And this is an opportunity just to kind of put your feelers out and figure out what else might be out there and what will serve you best. Thanks so much for watching this video and for spending your valuable time with me. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.